Everybody knows that Reddit is the intellectual hotspot of the world, and everybody loves Terraria, so I decided to ask Reddit what their hot takes were for Terraria. Let's go over them. PI Stick says, I wish there were more Terraria-based content creators that didn't just make content around fighting bosses. This is just so true. I mean, there are just so many lazy content creators out there making these videos just ranking bosses and getting like no views. Truly shameful behavior. I find Golem difficult. I beat fish running cultists pretty easily but struggled a lot with Golem. Maybe it was just the way the temple generated, but I couldn't dodge the lasers easily. Yeah, I don't know, to each their own, but at least to me, Golem is basically the easiest boss fight in the entire game for where you're at. He's just so simple. He shoots a couple lasers, throws his arms at you. Eventually he does get a little more complicated, but all in all, I feel like he's just an incredibly easy boss fight. The ocean is criminally neglected and straight up just an incomplete biome. It needs more in terms of world gen, more underwater caves or islands or possible structures, maybe a sunken ship that can spawn the same way meteors spawn, or basically anything. This is, again, just so true. I don't know why, but the ocean is just such an interesting biome in Terraria, and it's weird that even today they haven't really put any effort into giving it something unique or special. There's so many mods out there like Thorium or the Calamity mod which do, and they make some of the coolest biomes in all of Terraria, so yeah, I kinda do wish the ocean had a little bit more going for it. Maybe we'll see that in the future when they're still updating the game in 2055. The game needs pine trees. Throughout the game, there are numerous depictions of pine trees, from weapons to in-game backgrounds. However, there's not an actual growable pine tree anywhere. Where are the pine trees, Relogic? Did they go extinct? This guy is just spitting facts all the way from Facts Town. I just always play Terraria and I'm like, where are the pine trees, you know? Really makes me want to just go into a ball and cry. Late hard mode is way too fast. Once you defeat the mechanical bosses, it's basically a boss rush all the way until Moonlord. I think it'd be nice if the world changed in some way after defeating every hard mode boss, kinda like how it does in Calamity to encourage you to keep exploring and play more slowly. Listen, we can draw comparisons to the Calamity mod and what it does right all day, but in the base game, I feel like late hard mode is done pretty well. I mean, I agree there's a little bit too little of a gap between the Moonlord and Golem. There should definitely be a little bit more in there, but I also feel like it's a pretty fair time to end the game. I like the idea that the cultists are a good guy, the last line of defense before the Moonlord attacks. Official lore says no, but I like the idea that official lore says no. Pretty cool idea though, I guess. I wish more than 0.0001% of Terraria players actually played multiplayer servers. The multiplayer servers are actually really fun. I love going on to the Penguins mini games, you know, getting into Class Wars or Hunger Games. They're really pushing the limits of what's possible with Terraria. So yeah, more people need to play those servers. We gotta get those numbers up. We need more content after Moonlord, even if it's paid DLC. Relogic, don't make it paid DLC, but please, add a boss after Moonlord. It's been like 9 years with this guy as the final boss. You're still updating the game constantly, adding thousands of new items. We gotta go beyond Moonlord at some point, even if it's just with a few post-game bosses or something, you know? Gay Fox Not Really says 1.4 was a bad update for the UI. What? Bad update? Look at these hearts. Look at how beautiful these hearts look. Look at how majestic the sprite work is. Look at what it used to look like. You're telling me this looked better? Calamity is worse than many other content mods quality-wise. Yeah, I mean, this is just objectively true. The Annoying Engineer mod is way cooler. So I'm not sure about people's opinion on this, but I unironically like Queen Slime's fight. Queen Slime's fight is actually pretty cool in terms of aesthetic and music and stuff, but come on, man, the actual gameplay of that fight, it's just kind of insufferable. All of the slimes flying everywhere, all of the projectiles in the sky. It's fun in normal mode, I guess, but in expert mode and master mode, it's just completely insufferable. Empress isn't nearly as good of a boss as people say. It's a cool idea, sure, but the strategy for beating her quite literally comes down to dodging her attacks in identical order with the same dodge every time. She's closer to one long combo check than a fight ending with her just being a nuisance to refight. Wait, it's just dodging her identical order of attacks with the same dodges every time. Is that not what a boss fight is? The lack of cutscenes makes it harder to know what to do next. Back when I first played, I didn't even realize there was any boss other than Skeletron or even a hell biome. The game definitely does need to be more beginner friendly and there needs to be more help for new players or something, but I don't think cutscenes would really work. I feel like it would be kind of weird to have a lot of cutscenes in Terraria. What they really need to do is just make the guide actually useful again, or add some sort of helpful message or something. The game definitely needs to be more beginner friendly, but I feel like cutscenes wouldn't really do it. If your normal mode isn't master mode, you're not a pro. Just totally true. If you're not playing master mode all the time with your blindfold on and no hands, then you're just terrible at the game. I don't know what to tell you. But he did use the wrong yours, so his opinion is totally invalid.